Camera speeds.
Scene one, take one.
Action!
I think what inspired me the most to make a movie about mental illness in the Armenian community was definitely my own experiences with mental illness, my own depression, and also the stigma that was around mental illness in the Armenian community.
It was a really challenging production because Tigran came in with a very specific vision, and this was a story that only Tigran could tell as a director. So we're working not only in the Los Angeles community and American community, but specifically the Armenian community. So one of the things that my fellow producer Bailey and I wanted to do was not only get the production to a good place, but also to make sure that Tigran's core vision and the story that Tigran wanted to tell was what came across into the screen.
I remember talking with Tigran and remembering that depression looks different on every single person, and it looks different in every single community, and it was really specific to make it specific for not only this character, but also for the community that we were in. So many times when we watch films about mental illness, we get like the crazy person, we get someone who's just like popping medication like all the time and just like struggling, and you're not actually getting a sense of what they're actually going through, which is not only like super disrespectful to people that are actually struggling with mental illness, but it's also just inaccurate to the point that like you continue this idea that people with mental illness are just like this separate thing, just like you need to ostracize them, you need to get rid of them, like they just need to be cured and that's it. Like there's a journey here, there's always going to be a journey.
Although Armen and I share a name, I couldn't be farther apart from him. It was my responsibility to bring him to life and to find that within me, find that insecurity within me, find that cover for the insecurity within me, find that ego within me, because this is something that we're suffering from. Unfortunately, there are these characters, there is that like machismo in the culture, there is a stigma against getting mental health help, and the conversations around it with friends and family do look a lot like the conversations with Armen that Nick has and the conversations that he has with his dad.
Stephanie Kazanjian is very committed to meditation and committed to breath work and committed to trying to use the tools that even if you're taking medication, you still should know how to harness these tools in life so that you can get through the day.
The movie itself has a very deep meaning behind it, so the music has to express it well. Therefore, I created a motif that would also be kind of like sad at the same time as having some kind of Armenian flavor in it. That's once I created the motif, like 3-4 notes, I built the entire composition, and which represents both the anxiety part of the main actor and also the Armenian part of it.
The last scene of the film was the challenging one. It was shot for like probably 7-8 hours because we were waiting for the special moment. Plus, we wanted to get the special shot that would catch our audience.
To me, Out of Mind is an attempt to begin the conversation of mental illness in the Armenian community. The fact that film is being selected by festivals, especially the Armenian ones, shows that we are in need of that conversation to discuss the coping skills, self-care, what helps and what actually makes it worse. As somebody who periodically goes through episodes of depression, I hope that the film can power up those within our community who are ashamed to speak up about their own mental illness.